Hello and welcome everyone. Happy Friday. I missed you last week. I'm so glad you're joining us today. Today we are going to be doing another version of our Paso Olivo cooking kitchen cuisine. I like to add all the K's in there possible, C's in there possible. This time with Forager spirits. You remember them from our happy hour in June. And he's back. Chef Olson is back. Eric Olson is back. And this time he is going to be cooking a seared scallops and mango salad with warm citrus cream dressing. I know this is a mouthful and I'm so excited. It seems perfect for right now. This weather is just begging for something like this. I'm so excited to have him. He's going to be hopping on soon. And he's going to be using, I know you're not shocked at this, the sparkling citrus vinegar. I believe he used it for one of his cocktails too, so it's a favorite of his. And he's going to be using our lime olive oil and our kosher flake salt. And if you remember, Chef Sebastian a bit ago used their kosher salt as well. And what I loved about what he was saying about this is the feel of it. Because it's a little bit thicker, you can kind of blindly, once you get used to the feel of what a pinch of salt is, what a teaspoon of salt is, a quarter teaspoon of salt is, you get the feel in your fingers because of that nice grainy quality of the flake salt, or the flaky quality of the salt. So yeah, I'm excited to see his magic at work. I mean, we know Chef Eric Olson is, his spirits company is called Forager for a reason. I mean, he was taught at a young age to be able to walk through nature and know what was what. He created a drink, a cocktail with our olive oil and with elderberry flowers from the side of the road. So he is just magnificent to listen to. I love his skills. I love the fact that he focuses in on raw foods, really healthy foods, organic, gluten-free, all of that sort of stuff. He has that focus on it. So I'm really ecstatic to have him back with us today and see what he cooks up for us. So it's nice that we're having return visitors, because this is kind of this is a family show at this point. You guys have been with me every Friday, except for last Friday, sorry. And I've been with you every Friday. So I love that, the fact that we've got this connection now. Every Friday we're doing something new. Every Friday we're doing cocktails, different food pairings. I mean, we've done trout, we're doing scallops, we've done salmon. I mean, I'm ecstatic to see the additions that are going throughout. But here, I believe, I just pushed the button maybe, is Chef Eric Olson, who will be there. Oh, almost. We're a little sideways. We're going to fall off the end of the earth. Oh, there we are. Hi.
How you doing?
We're doing fantastic. I'm so excited to see you again. Thank you very much for joining us. And I am thrilled to see what you were making today. This is right up my alley, super fresh, very, dare I say, California cuisine style, I feel like. So I'm excited to see how you pull all of this together. I think a lot of people will be running to the store and picking things up if they're not doing it immediately, mirroring you as we speak. So I spoke a little bit about your background just now from when we did the cocktail show, because
Okay.
I was thrilled to hear about the fact that you were raised, you had family members who taught you how to forage, hence the name Forager Spirits. But the fact that you also extended your culinary education through 27 countries, I mean, that's, if put on the spot, I wouldn't be able to name 27 countries. So that is amazing and mind-blowing. And again, speaks to your skill on being able to pull different flavors and balance everything out so beautifully. It just makes sense.
Well, thank you. You know, after you said 27 countries, I said to myself, I'm surprised I made it back.
Right? Why? Yeah, we've got you. I mean, we ran into you initially at Cello at Allegretto, and you were using our products for an event. And since then, it's just been this love affair that continues, because you've got such amazing skills. You work with our products so beautifully, and you are local. You're right there in Atascadero. So people can swing by your place, not only get a cocktail, but also get some gorgeous meals too, right?
That's right. In fact, today we're doing like a nachos thing, and I was making some fresh salsa with some Lulu Farms tomatoes, and I put a little bit of your lime olive oil in the salsa, and it made it a little bit more rich and gave it more of a shine. So I said, wow, this is really neat. I'm using it for my demonstration today, but I used it for that just on the fly.
It's, I mean, I swear it upgrades anything you put it in, which is good for us who are non-cooks because that helps us out a bit.
I love all your products. They're all so clean and fresh, and the packaging's just gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to stand back. I'm looking forward to watching your passion and magic at work. You use the sparkling citrus vinegar during the cocktail hour as well, and you're using it again this week. So why is it that that one speaks to you so much?
Oh, I just like the flavor, you know, with the acid level of different vinegars. Some are really strong, which is good for pickling. And then some are really mild, say for sushi rice. This one's kind of on that side, a little bit more mild, and then it has that citrus flavor, and it's really clean. And it like cleans the palate really nice. So I said, you know what, I'm going to use this one again. This one is really good. Don't be surprised if you catch me drinking this stuff later.
Same. Yeah, it has become a favorite. I think, again, this weather just begs for that nice, fresh, bright flavor. I always call it a mimosa in vinegar form. So it's a happy flavor.
It is. And, you know, like I've said before, you know, I'm a big proponent of how things feel in your hands. I really like how it works. You know, how you can work with it. It looks really good on the shelf. And then what's in the bottle will keep, you know, you going back to it.
It's a win-win. All right. Well, I'm going to stand back and let you work your magic. Seared Scallops Mango Salad with warm citrus cream dressing. Yeah, I'm thrilled.
All right, well, let's do this then. So what I like to just talk about is making the sauce. So a little cream in a pan, reduction by half. So just take maybe a quarter cup of cream, reduce it by half, add your onion powder. The reason why I use onion powder, it keeps it real smooth. If you put chopped shallots in it, then you have these little pieces. You have to strain it out. So a lot of onion powder. Love your sea salt. I heard you talking earlier about your sea salt, how easy it is to pick up. Definitely isn't easy to pick up. A little bit in there, a little bit of white pepper, fresh white pepper in that sauce, and you're good to go as soon as you hit it with a little bit of this. So all of this is to taste. Can you see the bottle okay? So it's all to taste. I can see the bottle okay.
So to combine a heavy cream with a vinegar is blowing my mind right now. How does it work all together?
It works fine because it's such a high fat content into the cream. It'll have no problem going in there. And if you did have just a little bit of a breakage, you could just add a little water and rehydrate this whole thing. So if you you know, for some reason it boiled over because the door rang and it's Amazon or something, you come back to it, you overcook the cream a little bit of water back in there, hydrate it, and you're good to go.
Okay, thank you. I need these sort of Band-Aids because that's exactly what would happen to me. Okay, that's good to know. All right.
Another way you could do it is put the vinegar in first and cook it. It'll steam off, and right when it steams off, then hit it with the cream. That'd be another way. You concentrate the vinegar, obviously, burn off some of it, and then you'd have what's left in the pan, hit it with cream. If you did that with a little sugar, it'd be called a gas streak.
We're getting fancy.
We are. I can come up with all kinds of ways. But yeah, I try to do it as simple as possible. Just a little cream reduction, a little salt, a little white pepper, a little bit of vinegar, just to give it an acid balance. And then off you go. Cook it down real slowly. Taste it. It may need a little more salt. Obviously, everybody's tastes are different. All right?
Perfect.
So when we cook for the general public, that's generally what we do. We try to do it right in the middle. Put the salt and pepper shakers on the table and you're good to go. All right, so we'll get started.
Okay.
So I could use gloves, and I'm a big proponent of gloves, and I'm a big proponent of not of gloves. So you're going to hear both sides right now. Gloves initially, when they came out in the kitchen, they had latex and had a powder inside, and some people are allergic to that powder. So they said, hey, no more gloves. Then they rolled out with some new gloves with no powder, which I said, hey, that's great, but then sometimes you see people with the gloves and they're counting money and then they're back to food or whatever they're doing with the gloves. I'm saying, hey, if you wear gloves, rip them off in between each whatever you're doing, each task, and put new gloves on, which creates, hey, I'm going through boxes of gloves now, and in a time when we really need the gloves. So I'm not wearing gloves today. I sanitize my hands good. When I handle the fish, I'll use a utensil. So that's kind of my thoughts. I think gloves are great. I think sometimes too many gloves is not a good thing. I think hand washing is the best thing, or using utensils and keeping your hands out of everything. All right? So that's
Understood. I think there's probably no cleaner hands than a chef's hands because you guys are constantly washing hands. So you won't get a complaint out of me.
Well, thank you. We use CBD bone marrow tallow on our hands for moistening them at the end of the day because they do get a little chapped. So, yeah, lots of sinks in the kitchen. That's a mandatory thing. Have a sink, turn around, wash your hands, get to it again. Here we go. We're going to start with the salad. We're going to lay out a salad on the plate. So we have bib lettuce, and we've taken it out, cut the root off the back, washed it up real good. I'm going to get down into the hearts of the bib lettuce, pull it open, a little bit at a time here. So you got different colors going on in the hearts right here, and then some nice pieces. So we're going to lay it on the plate in some kind of arrangement that flows. We're going to try to make this thing look like it's flowing and it's still growing. So here we go. Like
so
that.
Can we use butter lettuce or is bib lettuce the best bet?
You could use butter lettuce. I like butter lettuce. Some of them are grown hydroponically in water, so they're kind of beyond organic, which makes it kind of fun. Either one is really a soft lettuce, which is really good. It really stems from that French cooking. When you wash them, you got to keep in mind that you just rinse them straight down and then into a colander, as compared to like romaine, you really hit it pretty hard. So each lettuce has its own way of washing. So we're going to do something like that with our little arrangement here. And then we're going to do some red onion, a little bit of red onion. I have some tongs here. So if you don't really care for red onion, just alleviate the red onion. If you don't like it too strong and you have some wine with it, you can drop it in some water and that'll take out some of that heat that you get with the onion. We're just going to go ahead and put some real thinly sliced red onion in there. And then we're going to put a little bit of mango that I pre-cut up. So we're doing mango margaritas tonight.
Where do we sign up? We're all coming over.
And now we're going to do a little bit of sushi ginger. Tiny bit of sushi ginger right there. So little tiny pieces, because you just want, just like you would when you're eating sushi, little bites that kind of accentuate this as you're going through this food. And then we have some edible flowers. We have nasturtium. And this is kind of radishy flavor, the nasturtium. And then some calendula. We're not going to put too much on here, but we'll put a few pieces. Just like that. And maybe a little bit of this right here. All right, so we got our salad done. So in the kitchen, this would be done on the cold side, the pantry, and then obviously heating up the scallops will be on the hot side. So you get your salad done ahead of time, you heat up your pan, get your pan heated up, get some excellent scallops, super fresh, came in today. We used to have one guy in the kitchen that could really do these well. You paper towel them and dry them off. So they're jumbo scallops, paper towel, and then we're going to dust them with just a little bit of our salt, tiny bit of salt, right there. And then a little pepper, fresh pepper. And then a tiny bit of cornstarch. And that helps dry them out as well.
I love that we're learning all of these chef tricks that we didn't know.
These are little chef tricks.
Yeah.
Then we're going to toss these dudes real gently in this cornstarch and this salt and pepper mixture. And they're going to be nice and dry because you want them, when they sear, you want to get what they call a little bit of a crust on them. So not too much cornstarch, a little bit of salt. My pan is starting to talk to me. It's starting to smoke a little bit. And I'm going to put the scallops in the pan right now. Here we go. And you can hear them sizzling. And we know that it's sauteing. And sauteing in French just means to jump. So we got them jumping in the pan. And we want to cook these guys medium rare. So off they go.
So do you have anything else in the pan? Do you have oil or anything else in the pan right now?
I'm going to put a little bit of your olive oil in there, your lime oil.
There we go. Okay. It's like I was reading your mind.
I cheated. Ahead of time, I wiped out the pan a little with olive oil just so I'd have them. But I didn't put a lot of olive oil. I just put a little bit more. I can smell the excellent lime. The scallops are going to town up there. I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit. And they're working really well. Now I'm going to get out my sauce. And let's see how one of these dudes is doing. Yeah, they're coming along good. They're real cold because I had them on ice. So they're searing and then they're still cold inside. And we want them translucent. In the kitchen on the line, we'd be going like this and hitting them with wine and all these things and then touching them with our fingers. But on camera, I'm trying not to use too many fingers. I'm trying to use either a tong or a spatula. But truly in the back on these lines, these guys do touch the steaks. They touch the scallops just to make sure they get a feel for it. If you touch your finger like this, that's rare. You can feel that. It's kind of rare. Then you go to here, that's more medium rare. And you go to here, that's well. So that's how we tell the differences of steaks and seafood. So we're going to flip these guys over. They got nice color on them.
There's going to be a test later, everybody. There's going to be a test. Get your hands out.
So they got a nice color on them. They're approaching medium rare to medium. They're translucent.
So you want them going from cold straight to hot. You don't want to bring them out room temperature.
Yeah, you certainly wouldn't want to leave them out too long. I kept them cold because they are scallops and they're so delicate. And I had them wrapped up so they wouldn't take on any other flavors. These things would warm up, I think, too fast. And they get a little bit more loose. This way, when they go on, they're nice and tight. So I'm thinking they're about medium rare to medium right now. So I'm going to take them and put them on our salad. And I'm going to put this behind me or underneath right here so it's out of the way. Then I'm going to take my cream sauce and just pour a little ribbon right across the top like that.
Can we dip the camera down all the way down to get a full, can we get all the way in there? Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, sorry. I just needed that picture. I was building it in my head. That looks amazing. Oh my goodness.
So that was one of our favorites at Allegretto. When we first opened Allegretto, it was a spraying outside al fresco seating. We'd serve this. And actually, everybody, we don't make a lot of money on scallops. You know, we make it on the chicken. So if you want to order something, get a good value, it's scallops. Seafood always is a tough one to make money on. We make money on the pastas and the pizzas and things like that. So if you're looking for something of value, it's scallops. it's kind of a delicacy, almost like a lamb chop. They're really priced pretty high, especially when you start getting to the big jumbo scallops. Some of the things I look for is what they call diver scallops. They come in a can, and then they have on the side of them, they have a little mussel. We take that mussel off, and we can make a stock out of it for use for later. But try to keep these things locked up at night, otherwise the cooks will get into them and have for dinner.
So when you're ordering scallops, will they always come as beautifully kind of rare as you just did them? So just seared and crunchy, but still kind of fresh on the inside. Is that how they're supposed to come?
Yeah, they're supposed to be medium rare, just like the salmon now. It's a kind of a new trend where the seafood is not overcooked like it used to be. And I think it does say something for our chains and our transportation. We've improved a lot of things, and we have knowledge of where these things are coming from. We've gotten to know these fishmongers a lot more. We know that we have to keep these things on ice. So over years, we've gotten better at it. Just like vegetables are better in a raw state, there's more nutritional. Just like seafood, when it's cooked just a medium rare to a rare, it's more flavorful and not as tough. But you can say to the server, hey, I like my scallops fully done. They're going to come out a little bit more tough. They're going to be somewhere on this point right here. You might ask for a knife, but how you like your food, that's how you like it, and that's how we should prepare it for you. But my thing is it's like a steak, just sear it on both sides and send it out there a little bit medium rare in the middle. You really get that flavor, and it's really, when you go to cut it, it's really going to fall apart. And the people that dive for these poor scallops and go after them and pull them up, I'm trying to give them respect and do those things as best as I can.
And like you said, the less cooking involved, the higher the nutritional value, correct?
That's totally correct. The more you cook things generally, the more you change the complexity of them. Especially the vegetables, most of them are water soluble. So the more you cook them in water, that's why they say steam them, the more that water soluble vitamin goes into the water. So people now are roasting vegetables. They used to steam them. So that's the big difference. And with seafood, the lighter the cooking, the better. That's my belief. Yeah.
I mean, that is gorgeous. You had mentioned that mango margarita. What would you pair drink-wise, cocktail-wise with that meal?
With this meal here, I think with that sparkling citrus, I'd do a little champagne or some kind of champagne spritzer.
Ooh,
with this right here. I could
love
see that. Yeah, and if I had to do a spirit drink, I'd probably pour Prosecco over the top of that spirit drink. Maybe honey vodka with a lemon thyme martini, and then just hit it with Prosecco on the way out.
If people aren't storming down to you right now, I don't know what's wrong. So tell me about your location, because your cocktails, are you a restaurant? Are you a cocktail place that does food? How do people get food from you? Like, give me the full breakdown.
We have Instagram, so you go to Forager on Instagram, and then we DM, basically everything. They go out and they see the menu coming up for the week. They can plug in, hey, I want, whatever to go. We have food to go, or they can come down. We have outside seating. We have 40 chairs outside. Just got it all permitted and all finished. So outside seating is all ready to go. We have guitar player on Saturday night comes in, Steve the guitar player. We do tastings. We can, if you really want to be alone, you don't want people around, then we'll set up a private tasting. You come in, we'll go through all our little spirits, and you can taste through them, and we can talk to you about how they're made. And we serve spring water with each one of those. And we also have a full bar, so beer and wine. And then you don't have to come here to drink. We have Leo gelatos. We do ice cream as well. So some people just come down, hang out, bring their kids, skateboards, have some gelato, and take off. And then later on at night, they come down and have a cocktail after they finish dinner.
That sounds fantastic. You're kind of a one-stop shop. I love that. And I love the fact that we've been able to see your still behind you this whole time. I think stills are just gorgeous, and I love the fact that that is your backdrop. So it's a beautiful still.
Well, thank you very much. I have to pinch myself once in a while and say, I'm really doing this. I'm really doing this. I am licensed. Not that I ever practiced without a license, but I'm licensed now, and I'm saying, hey, I'm right here on Main Street. I'm doing this thing. We did the thing for the community with the hand sanitizer, and we went through all that and tried to support that. We're making drinks along the way and having, really good community behind us.
I bought your rye
Bourbon.
bourbon. I bought
Uh-huh.
your bourbon, and it was, I mean, you went through everything that we could mix it with, and then it just seems like something that you mix with a glass like
You're very
that.
kind. Thank you.
That, I mean, just phenomenal flavors. So I think that speaks to just your palate in general, whether it's food or spirits. The quality level is extremely high. So I appreciate that you've welcomed our items into, because I do feel like they go hand in hand very nicely.
Well, I totally love your items, and they're a joy to work with. And I just like to tell you, we have classes now. Before all this started, we had larger classes. Now we figured out how we can do social distancing in classes. We just had a whiskey class. We tasted Irish whiskey, wheated whiskey. We went through different Kentucky, what Tennessee whiskey means, some Japanese whiskey. So we went all the way around whiskey, and we taught them how we make whiskey and all the different grains and all the different enzymes. Our next class is going to be a tequila class. So we're going to bring in a blue agave. We're going to have different tequilas, some mezcals. We're going to talk about how tequila is made. And then at the end, we're going to drink a little tequila.
So when is that? Do you have a projected date for that?
October 24th.
Oh man, trick or treating coming early.
Yeah, from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well that sounds fantastic. So all of the information is on your Instagram page, is that correct?
Yeah, we have really good Instagram. I can't thank my wife enough. She's handles all these things. You know, sometimes I think, you know, I don't give her enough credit, and she does a great job. Everything's very easy to read, and she makes sure it's up there once a week. Yeah.
Yep, it is very important these days and age to make sure that your media is up and available. So, round of applause to her.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
that
a big
is fantastic.
help.
So I'm hoping that those classes will continue and come back around. The whiskey class sounds amazing. Tequila, I mean, you could go through quite a few different spirits.
We definitely, you know, we thought about doing the rum classes, and then we do cocktail classes, because sometimes people don't know, hey, how do I do a cocktail party at my house? We teach them the cocktails, and we teach them, you know, some of the mixers and some of the simple syrups and kind of what you need for your well. And then we also talk to them about, hey, what if your guest has too much to drink? This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to redirect them, you know. So we try to work through that as well, you know, try to give them the whole thing when they have a cocktail at their house. So we do these cocktail classes, garnishing classes, and then I'm doing some distilling classes for some local distillers that are going to put in some stills of their own. So that's kind of fun. So we do bring people in that want to start a distillery. So we're working with a couple of people right now that want to start a distillery, so we're kind of heading down that path with them.
Wow, that is exciting. So you're kind of the godfather of spirits of the Central Coast right now.
Well, I feel like, you know, I really want to promote this. We have all these beautiful wineries. The beer is doing really well. We've got distillation going on here, but to make it really sustainable, we all got to work together on, you know, what are we going to do with these things, and how we're going to keep things sustainable, and how we're going to bring people in, and how we're going to keep, you know, a lid on the spirits, you know, so we can have this sustainable drinking, which is really important to us. We just certified some bartenders through a tips training that we do here. So we bring bartenders in and we talk to them about how to tell IDs, military IDs, how we can tell what age they are, and then we talk to them about not overpouring and things like that. So that's another thing we do, is offer responsible drinking to the bartenders locally, and then they get a certification that's good for 2 years.
That is phenomenal, because it is, I mean, it is important. We are quite the destination location now, this whole area is, so we do need to make sure that we keep it responsible and, as you said, keep a cap on it, keep it reeled in.
Oh, well, certainly.
Thank you so much for your time, and can we get one more view of the food? Just one more pan down on that amazing, oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be thinking about that. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and the recipe will be on our website. Please visit Forager Spirits, their Instagram, and then their location. Obviously the food, the drink, amazing. Yay. We're twinning. So
That's right.
we use the lime olive oil today. That's oil from the Persian lime. And then that gorgeous sparkling citrus vinegar, sparkling white, and oranges in this guy. Locally made, obviously locally made. So that's also a huge part of it, is that everything is right here. The kosher flake salt is something that every recipe that calls for salt always calls for kosher salt. So it just needs to be in the kitchen. So this is a beautiful bundle for cocktails, for cooking, for a lot of things, and to make your kitchen look pretty.
Well, I'm gonna go rim some glasses with that salt and get ready for tonight.
Oh gosh, okay. What a tease. If you guys don't, head over to Forager. If you're close, if you're local, head on over. If you're not, if you're out of state, I'm so sorry. We're completely teasing you. Hopefully you can make these scallops at home though. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, and enjoy those mango margaritas.
All right, thank you.
All right, well, next week, speaking of balance of food and cocktails and really speaking from the heart, we are going to be working with Alchemist Garden. So Alchemist Garden is a restaurant and cocktail location that has opened up in downtown Paso. It has outside seating, inside seating, back courtyard seating, and it is beautiful. It has been blood, sweat, tears, and heart involved in opening this location up, and it is breathtaking. You can absolutely tell how much effort they've put into it. And when you go into looking at their menu, their cocktail menu, their food menu, you can absolutely see the passion involved in everything that they do. Just like their location, your breath's going to be taken by the location. Then you start looking at the menu and realize, oh, okay, this carries throughout. So next week we will be working with Alchemist Garden. It's two couples that opened it. It's like the Central Coast dream story. Two couples that opened the location, and they, throughout COVID, have been working hard to open it up, to make it speak from their heart, so that there's just everything real about it. And they've opened up amidst COVID, and they're doing amazingly. If you don't get your name on the list, you are sitting there for 45 minutes outside because you cannot get in there because it is packed. So packed as it can be during COVID. So don't want to get anybody, don't want to throw anybody under the bus. But it is a gorgeous location, great food, great drinks, and they will be joining us next week. I'm hoping that they're doing a cocktail food pairing, but we'll see. No matter what they do, everything they touch is magic. So we will see everybody. Chef Eric Olson, thank you very much. And hopefully we'll see you on Instagram next week. Hop on and watch what happens.
Sounds like fun. I'll look forward to it.
All right. Well, have a fantastic weekend. Great Friday. And thank you everybody for joining us. We will see you next week. I'm Eleanor. I probably didn't tell you that because I never do. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye guys.
Bye, Eleanor.
Bye.